So, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let Her Rip. And as you can tell, looking a little bit different tonight. Tonight, we're, as we said when the show started, as Adam can attest here, as I welcome my special guest host today, Adam from Heroes for Sale. Welcome, bud. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
Always, man. I'm always down to collaborate and do something with you. But you know better than anybody as you start a show. Sorry, guys, for the lost voice. That comes from Dallas this weekend. But as a show builds and as it grows, it evolves. It changes. You change things. Certain things change, and so for the next little while, I do want to start out saying that we're going to have probably a couple of guest hosts. We may settle on a permanent host, or we may go the guest host route from now for the near future. But Brad has a lot in his life, including his Texas Card Dude channel. So he's going to focus on that, as it takes a lot to do a lot of shows like this. So Brad, wish you nothing but the best, and thank you so much for everything you did for the show and continue to do for that show. But with that said, we're welcoming in our very special guest co-host today, and one of my favorite content creators out there. When I came up for a guest host, I knew I had to have you. I knew I had to have you on because you're somebody that I wanted to have on, and so I'm looking forward to it. And I think we gave the viewers a chance to vote on everything, and I think they voted on the right product for for you to be on the show for us today, guys. We are going to be going with Topps Museum Collection UEFA, and not only that, the 2020-2021 version with just, an insane checklist.
Yeah, Museum Collection's always it's a high-end product, and it's for soccer especially. There's so much less inventory and like supply for soccer, so it's like hits coming out of these types of soccer products are going to be huge. Like especially some of the rookies. Like we're even seeing that a lot of people are moving over to prospecting soccer rookies. Like you're seeing a lot of like the Jude Bellinghams, the Lukaku, who they both play for Dortmund, which is one of the teams that I follow. Even second year, third year, fourth year players, like you're seeing a lot of these hits are coming out and they're just monsters.
Yeah, and I love about this is obviously it's the UEFA Champions League, so you've got some players that play that you get in some other sets too, but you get them all together here. And, in sets they're normally not in. Just looking at some of these autograph checklists, that's the one thing that they do, I think, the best in here. You're looking at Pedri. You're looking at, if you're looking at any top guy, they're in there. Alphonso Davies, Ryan Graver-Birth, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's a great guy I love, Joao Felix. The list just goes on and on and on. Ansu Fati, which is, a big card in this industry right now. Museum, you mentioned earlier, Museum being high end for Topps. One thing that I love about it, and probably the thing about it more than anything, is that Museum is kind of where high end started for Topps. This is when they decided to go all in on soccer, in my opinion, when they came out with the first Museum Collection, because that's when you bring out the high-end stuff, and it really changed the game for Topps Soccer, in my opinion. This product did, because it set the standard and showed Topps, okay, we can put out a high-end product and people are going to buy it. The value is going to be there. People are going to want to see this stuff. So now we can continue to do it.
Yeah, totally. And for me, like when I was first getting back into cards and all that type of stuff, design of the cards was actually one of the things that I really focused on. So like, design and then names of products and like sets and all that stuff. So Museum Collection for me, I feel like the design of the actual cards really fits perfectly with the name. And I really think Topps does a phenomenal job with that type of stuff. Like with, just for an example, like Inception with like the spacey type design, and like Museum Collection, for example, and like Tier 1, like all the higher end, even for baseball, but with soccer too. Like I think they do a really great job meshing together a great name with a great design that kind of matches. And I guess even like with even with lower stuff like Gypsy Queen and Allen and Ginter, like it has that feel. Like Allen and Ginter kind of has that like Western feel. Like Gypsy Queen kind of has the darker like Gypsy Queen, I guess.
Right.
I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it all kind of meshes together pretty well, I think.
Well, no, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to have you on Let It Rip, especially as you've been on Let Me Get That Potograph a couple of times. But I wanted to have you on this show because that's what we do here, is we dive deep into the design of the cards, down to the card stock, what, you know, how it's printed, how it looks, how it goes together. And I know you're someone that appreciates that, like you just said, and that you look into it, and that it's something that matters to you. And that's something, you know, that we try and do here, is give you guys as deep a look as we can as we go through a box of this stuff, and you know, show you guys some of the amazing things. But you nailed it. I've been preaching forever. I love when a name for a product matches what it is. Like for example, for Panini's case, National Treasures. You know, you
Right.
get cards out of there. Yeah, it could be a national treasure in the card world. You know, you get, you know, the things like Museum Collection. I think they are formatted and put together, framed pieces together. You know, you can get framed cards in here, which you'd see framed stuff at a museum. You know, I mean, I love the way they kind of add everything up together. What's going on, everybody? Sorry, we've been doing the little intro. Sorry, what's going on, everybody? And thank you so much for joining the show today. And guys, remember, keep chatting in the keep on chatting in the feed here. You guys know the deal. Every now and then there could be a random giveaway at any given time. And we will be announcing the giveaway winners of, well, the really big giveaways, the Mandalorian 1 of 1, that gaggle, that 4-card set that included the Mandalorian 1 of 1. We're giving that away tonight, as well as the Facebook set, which had multiple incredible cards. I think it was over $350 in value between the two sets. So 2 massive giveaways coming, but keep it up, talk up in the chat. Any questions you have for us or for Adam, as you know, he's not going to be here forever. If you have any questions or anything, please, you know, feel free to ask. We'll do our best to answer. But hey, you know, the show's name, Let It Rip, man. We're gonna dive right in. Let's open some wax. What do you say?
Perfect. Let's do it.
All right. All right. So we've got the hit cam up now. As you can see, guys, we've been down in Dallas. This is a real result of Dallas. This is called improvising. So, Topps Museum Collection. You are getting, I mean, it's one of those nice cards. You're getting 8 cards per box. I do not know exactly. I believe it's 20 boxes per case. It's 12 or 20. Let me double check here just so I don't give you the wrong answer while I'm sitting here. But it is, let's see, does not have it down there as to how many boxes are in the case. But there are 8 cards per box. You're going to get, obviously, some base card parallels, and then you're guaranteed an autograph relic card, and a relic card. And I've seen boxes with multiple hits. I've seen boxes with way more than just what, just what they advertise on the box. Moses, what leagues are in the set? Adam, you take this one. Explain what UEFA is to people that may not understand the difference between Museum Collection UEFA and Museum Collection Bangladesh. Explain UEFA a little bit to some people out there.
Yeah, sure. So UEFA essentially is it's like, I guess it's one way of putting it, it's like the NBA, but like if each of the divisions within the NBA was like a league throughout the world. So essentially It's all the teams throughout Europe. It's like teams in Germany, in the Bundesliga, in Spain, in La Liga. I believe Serie A, which is the French league, is in this product. There's also the Premier League, which is just basically that's the biggest soccer league in the world. And then I think those are like the 4 main leagues. And then I know there's one other league because there's 5 major. So there's Spain,
Yes.
France, Germany, England, and whenever you guys, I feel like I forget what the.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's always the 5th, but it is a 5-card league. But that was a perfect analogy. It would be like if the NMC.
Oh, Italy is the 5th league, with which is where Ronaldo plays now. He plays for Juventus, so Italy, and then so those are the 5 main leagues within, and then there are other smaller leagues within UEFA, but like those are basically the top 5 leagues. Like there's like an Austrian Bundesliga league that's in UEFA. So like when you watch the Champions League, essentially how the Champions League, because that's part of UEFA, the way that essentially is structured is the top 4 teams from all 5 of those major leagues qualify for the 32 for the 32 total teams. And then I think it's 1 or 2 of some of the other leagues essentially that end up qualifying for the Champions League. And then they all play in kind of like a World Cup style tournament that actually is finishing up on Saturday. So this is perfect.
Yeah, no, that's why I think that's probably why it won the fan vote. And I was hoping it did because I always like to theme these, what boxes we do have in stock from the companies. I always like to theme them around something if we can, and this seemed like a perfect opportunity. But UEFA really is, like you said, it brings these leagues together. Well, these leagues are where these massive superstars all are. So a product like Museum brings them all together, and that's what makes this stuff so great.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's not like basketball and baseball and football where it's different companies that make the different products. Like with UEFA, all the leagues are all together. So like there's the Topps Chrome, there's like Museum Collection, there's a couple other products that they make, and then even Panini sometimes makes some UEFA stuff. So it's definitely cool to be able to get all of these players into one product. Like to be able to have Messi and Ronaldo, even though they play in 2 different countries, like that's
and
huge.
Ansu Fati. I mean, getting Fati.
Exactly.
I mean, and Pedri. I mean, it's
Pulisic,
incredible. It's stuff you don't get except for in certain releases, and because there's a lot of releases that do that, but they focus on a lot of the lower end teams. The higher end names are very few and far between. Museum Collection, they're all on the big end. They're all there. Museum Collection is meant for these guys to all be there. And one of the big things about soccer, yes, the print production obviously going up quite a bit, but looking at pack odds and looking at everything right here, this stuff is not printed that much. This is not something that you're going to be seeing massively stacked on shelves and on eBay for sale by the case in a year or 2. This stuff is going to be snatched up, bought, and opened quick. But without further ado, we are going to officially crack the seal on the box at least. So, guys, the packaging, these are my favorite types of packages. One, because they really help ship graded cards if you ship a lot of graded cards like I do. But it's a beautiful package right here. Obviously, as you guys can see. Nice little box from Topps. Opens up wonderfully. Nice little slide out, as you can see. 1 pack, 1 big, thick pack. And then there is the box for everybody. We'll set that box up here. Museum Collection, UEFA Champions League. Here we go, my man. Here we go.
Some good Americans in this product too. You got Tyler Adams and Pulisic, who are 2 of the young stars in American soccer that are playing overseas. And then I don't know if Reina is in the product, but he's another young star that plays for Dortmund that is probably in like Bundesliga products, but I don't know if he's in this one. But a lot of young American talent, which is, I mean, one reason why I think it's fun to kind of get it. If you're looking for a new sport to get into, soccer, I would say is definitely in a good spot where there's a lot of new talent that I think is going to, or new American talent that's kind of making waves overseas.
Yes, and that's the key, is them making waves overseas, because you've got the international market and the American market merging, which you see what happens with people like a Luka, or someone like, even I think someone who's undervalued but eventually going to get a lot of attention next year, Rui Hachimura. He is a legend overseas. When he becomes a all-star in the NBA, he's a legend in his country overseas. That's going to have a massive impact. Ohtani, another person, which is why Ohtani's success is crucial to baseball.
It's huge.
International. For the hobby.
He's probably, for me, he's probably the most important player for baseball right now. Based off of his potential and the fact that he could become, like, as crazy as it sounds, he could become the next Ichiro. Like, think about how big Ichiro was. Like, Ohtani, I think, has the potential to become that big of a star.
And think about if he is at this day and age, in this media circus, in this collecting environment, and that's what we have right here, is what we had, I think, the last couple of years in really every other sport, which is the changing of the guard. Yes, the vets are still in there killing it. Pulisic, when he's healthy, is one of the best in the world. Lots of these guys. But, there's a lot of legends on their way out, while there's a lot of rookies and young guys that are coming in and saying, hey, it's our turn. And they're really taking, to borrow Vince McMahon's, term, taking that brass ring and running with it.
Right, totally. Yeah, and so Bleacher Report, the Bleacher Report football Instagram page put out like some graphic with all the American players that won trophies this year, and there's like 25 players. Like, if you look at the whole starting roster essentially of the U.S. men's team, they're all playing at big clubs overseas. Like, and they're playing at big clubs and winning championships. Which, like, you look at. A United States player is going to win the Champions League this year. It's either going to be Pulisic or it's going to be Zach Sefron, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He's the backup goalie for Manchester City. But still, like, big players big American players are winning championships overseas, which is humongous for the sport and humongous for soccer cards in general.
Absolutely. Well, let's dive into museum collection. So first card up is a base card. It is, let me see. Okay, it looks like the standard base, just like the Bungo Deja we opened, does have that general refractor foil. I love these cards. This is of Lassina Traore from AFC Ajax. Yeah. I like this kid, but I love the card stock for museum. It's not, it's just different. It's not necessarily acetate. It's almost half acetate with a foil finish on the edges with the refractor coating. Like, it's so weird. It's a mix of a lot of different stuff, and I think it really, that's a beautiful base. That's a base card.
Yeah, that's great. That's really an awesome design.
Yeah, Topps does a wonderful job with it. The backs are beautiful as well. One thing I love about soccer is they know that a lot of Americans are collecting this for the first time, and I know it for one reason. They're including a lot of information about the players on every set. They don't do that in other sets of NFL and stuff like that, because they just assume you to know it or expect you to find it. Here in soccer, it seems they're putting everything out there for you to be able to figure out, which I love, because it brings it back to that old school, how it used to be when you could find out a player's history on the back of the card.
Totally.
Next
it's
up,
also nice. We got.
Okay, so the first one was a refractor. No, wait, it wasn't. Okay, another base card. How about Cristiano Ronaldo?
Oh, wow, that's huge. I have that jersey actually. When I went to Florida a few months ago, they had like a jersey store, and I was like, I need to get the Juventus, because Weston McKennie is an American player who plays for Juventus, and he's probably the second or third best American player, and he's been a guy that I think funny enough, I actually probably have the most cards of him out of any player that I've ever bought, which is I have like a ton of his like base 2018 cards and a couple refractors, a couple blues and greens. So he's a player that I've got a little bit of vested interest in, I suppose.
Yeah, hey, absolutely. And soccer, man, I've got a lot in Makoku, Diallo, a couple of Phil Foden, a couple other different guys. There's so many of them. But there you go, another Ronaldo. I'm having to use my phone, unfortunately, as a camera, so we don't have our normal sound effects box since my box is still on its way from Texas. But we'll get the hit in there. My voice will take it. All right, next up, another base card, getting them out of the way early. Another nice one, Virgil van Dijk. This is what I'm talking about. This is not a checklist full of who's like who. Like, this is a checklist full of studs.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's wow. Like 3 in a row with a good rookie, and then Ronaldo and Van Dijk is. I mean, Van Dijk obviously one of the best defenders in the Premier League, and playing for Liverpool, who obviously one of the best teams, probably has a good chance at getting Mbappe either this offseason or next offseason because of the Nike LeBron connection. I think there is one reason why I think he could go.
What do you think? Do you think Mbappe becomes the king of the soccer world if he gets to Liverpool? Because I do. I think if he gets to Liverpool, it's over. Someone else young would have to make a massive move to compare.
I think Haaland has a chance at. I think honestly, what could happen is we could see a Messi, and this is sort of, maybe it's a hot take, maybe it's not. We could see a Messi Ronaldo type situation with Mbappe and Haaland in the future. Like, I mean, Haaland, I think he's going to. I think he won the Golden Boot in the Bundesliga this year. I'm not 100% sure, but I know he scored 41 goals.
Jacob asked Haaland to Barcelona. I mean, is that a possibility, do you think?
I mean, whichever team is going to pay the most money for Haaland, that's probably where he's going to go. And if Barcelona, they
fork it out.
If they sell Messi, I think there's a chance, but I definitely think it's going to be tough if they don't sell Messi to get in Haaland, because it's just the whole dynamics there between the money. Unless like, because that's the weird thing with soccer. It's like there's no salary cap at all, so it's like you can buy and sell players however you want. Like that's I mean, it's one reason why I think Manchester City got in trouble, because there was some sort of thing where they did it and they got in trouble with like UEFA or something. But but I mean, I think Haaland. I mean, it's the sky's the limit for him. I think of where he can go realistically. It's whoever can pay the most.
Man, I completely agree. Back to the box. I accidentally moved the card. Wow. I'm glad you're here for this box. Wow. Guys, we have had shout out to Topps and Panini for the last couple of weeks. You guys have been sending some absolutely insane boxes. They're all at complete random, but wow. Here we go. Our base card parallel, numbered to 75. How about, all right, so we had a rookie, we had Van Dijk, we had Ronaldo. How about Neymar Jr. blue to 75? Wild. Look at that beautiful blue. That is so stunning. That card is beautiful.
Wow. Neymar. I mean, Neymar is like probably right now Neymar's pretty interesting because he's probably the third best player in the world next to Messi and Ronaldo, but he's still fairly young, so he still has a long way to go. I think he just re-signed with PSG. So we'll see what happens there, but I think he's at least in the top 5, if not number 3 behind Messi and Ronaldo in terms of best players in the world right now.
And I think PSG adds one of those superstars to go with him. I think they're going to be one of those teams that's going to make a play to add someone really big to that team to keep him there, to keep him happy, and to make it keep going. But let's go, guys. This museum collection, you see what I'm talking about, guys. It's so short printed. Like if you look at the odds on these boxes, the odds for a base emerald, which are the 1 of 1 base cards, are 1 in 195. There's no retail option. That gives you an idea of the print run when there is a 200 card base set. I mean, the print run on this is incredibly small. You have boxes. I mean, boxes are stacked like this left and right. And guys, we haven't got to any relics, any hits, or anything. This is the base. And we're going through all this. Speaking of, how about we get to a hit? And oh my God, is it beautiful? Okay, we are going to start out. Whoa. Number to 250, Pepe.
Wow, look at that. I love the spacing that they put the. I love that like spacing behind the player where they put the auto and the number.
Yes. I love it. It's very, very nice. All right,
also, the one thing with soccer too is with autographs. Like I think Mbappe has no autographs. Like I think he just doesn't sign. So like eventually, when there is an Mbappe product that has his autographs in there, you know, that's going to be, I think that's going to be a pretty wild product. But like the thing with it is some of the players just like don't sign because that's one of the things with soccer. It's like, it's one of the biggest sports in the world. So they have the most amount of money to pay these players. And they probably at this point, like it's not, cards aren't ingrained in soccer culture the way that like baseball and basketball are. So like these players may not even know anything about cards. Like they may just not even realize that cards are a thing.
It's getting there. They're going to know.
It is totally,
because when you see those sales of the Kai Super selling for unautoed selling for $40K, I think it was. I saw it on your page.
Yeah, I think it was ended up being 20. I think for whatever reason it was strange. It didn't show up that it was a best offer, but someone commented, was like, it was actually 20K. I was like, oh, okay, well still that's really good. Like 20K for the Havertz rookie is like, he's not even having that great of a season in his first year in the Premier League. So like that's still a wild number for that card.
Moses, stickers. You ask about stickers as we get to this. Stickers are big this year. Most soccer is actually a hard time, but stickers were big this year because of COVID, travel restrictions, everything. Like these autos and stuff like this were signed right in the middle of the worst part of COVID. That's when this stuff was being signed. So everything was restricted. This stuff is set up, planned out well in advance. It's not like they're autographing these cards a month before release. This stuff is 6-9 months in production down the road. So COVID had a lot to do, just like with a lot of products this year. You're going to see a little bit more stickers, but still just a beautiful Pepe card to start off with our first auto. So we still have an auto patch at least and a patch. Here is our patch auto to 50, Billy Gilmore rookie card.
That's great. Yeah, Chelsea. That's my team in the Premier League. The team that I've been following since I started following soccer back in like the early 2010-ish range. Chelsea's always been my team, so I always love seeing. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for the Champions League final this year. So anytime some Chelsea stuff, Chelsea news or cards come up, I'm always excited for those.
Now, how is Billy Gilmore? Because a lot of people ask me this, and I'm not familiar with Chelsea like you are. How is Billy Gilmore? Is he one of the top Chelsea prospects, middle of the road? What's Billy Gilmore's future looking like?
I mean, the thing with Chelsea is they're so like they have so many good players, and so it's tough. Like you can have players like Billy Gilmore or like a Tommy Abraham or like even Pulisic has had some trouble getting on the field like this season because they just have so many good players, and like because what ended up happening was they sold Eden Hazard to Real Madrid, and then essentially they bought like 3 of the top players that were free agents in soccer. They bought 3 players with that money essentially, And you have like Timo Werner and like Kai Havertz, and and then you have some of the like older veterans on that team. Like it's such a deep team that it's harder, I think, for that team specifically to get playing time, where if they had gone to, or they were coming up through some sort of system like with a team that was kind of middle of the road, it would be much easier to play, or in the Bundesliga. But like that's kind of how Chelsea has been this year, at least.
No, I completely agree with you. I know there's a lot of people that are watching that are unfamiliar with soccer, so I wanted to give them a rundown on Gilmore. I completely agree with you. I think he's definitely got potential, but like you said, you're in one of those crowded fields where it's you liken it to possibly a Duke basketball team. Guy like RJ Barrett, if he goes and plays and he's at another school and he's a superstar and the only guy there for 4 years, RJ Barrett might have been the #1 pick. But instead he goes
like John Morant is a good example. Yeah, like he played at Murray State and he was a superstar for that team. But if he had, and now he probably would have been good somewhere else. Like if he had played at like a Duke or North Carolina or one of these other top schools, he probably would have been pretty good.
Right.
And I mean, obviously he's good in the NBA, but yeah, like when it gets crowded like that, it can get a little bit tough to get playing time.
Yeah, exactly. And that can do a lot because some of these guys need that immediate playing time to get that development and everything. All right, so we've got a patch and we've got a base card left. We're going to go with the base card first because I can't believe this. Alphonso Davies.
Another phenomenal North American player.
Yep. Alphonso Davies is somebody that is just going to continue, in my opinion. A lot of these guys' cards, I think, are going to continue to rise quite significantly as we go, especially into the Euros, head towards the World Cup, get a lot more of these bigger releases out. I see it just like the F1 and the golf market. I see the soccer leading the way tennis. On those two. Yes. Speaking of tennis, I just bought a gaggle of Kornikova rookies for insanely cheap. Yeah. But here we go with our last card of the patch is beautiful. How about Luis Alberto with the beautiful neon green patch?
Wow.
Nice green patch. And like I said, I don't know. This looks to be unnumbered. Alberto is a midfielder for SS Lazio. It is numbered to 99. So this is numbered out of 99 right there down there at the bottom. So it is numbered to 99. The neon looks absolutely beautiful. Hold up, wait a minute. Cue the Stone Cold theme music that I can't pipe in later because we're live. But we're going to do a giveaway real quick before we go over hit rookie recaps and all that stuff. We are going to do a giveaway for today's show. So here's how you enter. If you want to enter in, and I'm not going to tell you what the giveaway is going to be until it's over, but you have until I announce the winners of the big giveaways and go through the hit recap to do this. Go and share the feed. First of all, you have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Let me get that autograph. But go and share on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Share this Facebook, share YouTube, share this live feed onto your Facebook, anywhere, yada, yada, yada. I will take all of those names and all of those lists, and whoever shares the post where this is broadcast as live will random it off and, will give something away. But you also have to answer this trivia question to go along with it. So, Adam, go on and ask him the trivia question.
Sure. The trivia question is going to be it's going to be about two players. So what do these two players have in common? Two players that we're going to be going with are Erling Haaland and Brendan Aronson, a young American star who recently went overseas. What do those two players have in common?
All right, so answer that And share the feed, share the live feed on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere, and put your comment down there. And the very first couple of people in, once we start getting, you guys can do answer your questions and send all that stuff in as we go through a hit recap of an absolutely incredible box. Shout out to Emily and Topps for once again making just a beautiful product. But I tell you, man, you look at these cards. We're gonna go through the hit recap right now because it's just incredible. But of course, we had to 99. Luis Roberto, Holland, and who? Jacob wanted to ask the second player.
Brendan Aronson.
How do you spell his last name?
Aaronson. And then it's Brendan with an EN.
So Brendan Aronson? Okay. And so Aronson and then Holland?
Yes.
All right. So there you go. There's the general question right there. So here we go. Number to 99, we had Luis Roberto. Beautiful patch. I just love this stock. It's not, I mean, it's so different. Like, it's almost got an acetate finish that you see the foil, you see the refractor finish. All right, we'll make it easier. We'll make a bonus. If anyone answers the trivia question, then that's a bonus. You get something extra. I'm going to take everyone who shares and everything and pick a random one through the randomizer anyway. So get the sharing quickly. Alfonso Davies with a base card right here. Absolutely beautiful. Share the live feed anywhere. Moses said both started career at RB Salzburg. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
There you go, Moses. Moses, congratulations. You are the winner. So now, guys, just keep sharing because there is still a giveaway. But Moses is going to get something here. I just have to look through our gaggle of different stuff real quick. Congratulations, Moses. I did not have one ready because didn't plan on doing this at this time. But we are going to go with that. We'll go with, this is a good one. We'll go with this, and we'll go with that. All right. So for answering the question correctly, we are going to go on and give you straight from the vault and some of the new stuff. Virgil van Dijk from today. From last week, a Valeri Bottas purple, 250. A great George Russell, one of the top rookies, or one of the top rookies in this set, his base rookie card, and a Herbie Panini. So that's all going to Jacob P. Was that Jacob P? No, Moses, for just answering the questions today. That's going out to you. Great. I'm glad. I knew you loved F1. That's why I pulled it together. Like I said, to get to know you guys, I'm going to pull together some nice stuff for you. I know what you like. Now, everyone, start sharing the post because I'm going to be giving some stuff away. So let's pull some, let's show some other stuff. We had Billy Gilmore, auto patch out of 50. These are beautiful cards. Just beautiful, beautiful cards. You also had our first Audra, of course, Pepe, out of 250. Very nice card. And then our base set might as well be an all-star team. You've got a Ronaldo base card. You've got a Traore base card. You've got an Alphonso Davies base card, which we showed. And then you have the monster out of 75, Neymar with the blue. So
almost jersey numbered. One number off from jersey number.
Boo. So it's an eBay 101.
Yeah,
eBay 101. One off the jersey number.
Yeah, one off the jersey.
Jersey number minus exactly. One. Jersey number minus. This is how I'm listing it. Museum Collection, Neymar jersey. Jersey number minus one. eBay 101. Hot, and then like 25 emojis. It'll sell.
Invest with the fire emoji. Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
And then pay for a subtitle to include 4 emojis because
right. Yeah.
You need them. But thank you guys. What a box, man. I mean,
really great.
Museum Collection Soccer, guys. Museum Collection Soccer. Holding the box up as close as I can for you here right on the camera. Museum Collection Soccer. They do have a Bangladesh League, which is just as short printed, maybe even more short printed than this. But as you can see, if the 1-of-1 parallel of a base set is a 1 in 195 shot. In the base set,
good.
Let's see, the highest number base card that we got out of the entire thing was 31. So I'm assuming maybe 100. I'm going to look right now. We're going to look at the base
75.
75 card base set. This stuff is so insanely short printed. Boxes are loaded. You're going to get insanely good boxes with this, and that's the good thing. People complain all the time. Oh, there's 800 parallels of this. Oh, there's 8 million parallels of this. There's not here. They keep it simple. They keep it classy. Some things you didn't see in here that are in these boxes are some beautiful framed relics where you guys know they have the beautiful frame along with on-card autographs. I believe they even have some framed jerseys this year. They do. Lots of different stuff. Some of the jerseys, the jersey swatch that we had, the green jersey swatch, there is also an autograph version of all of those as well. So lots of additional hits that you did not see today in this product as well. But Museum Collection, UEFA, Topps, another one, I got to give them a hand. They really knocked it out of the park with this one. And every year it just gets better and better and better. And no, Justin, you cannot buy this in retail. There's no retail option for Museum Collection. Now you can buy it on the secondary market, but there is no retail like Walmart or Target blaster box. This is all ultra high end for the soccer market. But man, I was excited when the fans voted. I asked you to be the guest host, and no, you're a big soccer guy. We talk a lot about soccer, and then the fans vote for a soccer box. It couldn't have gone better to start. And then we have this box. I'd say it was a
crazy.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well, guys,
we basically pulled like the Trout of the box essentially with like Ronaldo, and then like the Luka. We basically pulled like a Luka, LeBron, Zion essentially of the boxes. It's basically like it's crazy.
Yeah, it is mind blowing to me. I can't wait to look at some of this. As you guys know, some of this will be available. One of the giveaways will be the people that shared. Once the episode is over, I will tabulate everything. And when I announce the giveaways, I will do the random and show you the surprise giveaway for everything for tonight. So thank you for sharing into that. Good luck. You'll get your announcement here soon. So you still do have time to share. I am going to have a cutoff date, and I'm going to make the list here soon, but you got about till 9 o'clock to do it. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. As always, Once again, I'd like to thank the awesome folks at Topps for sponsoring this episode, as well as the guys out in Denver doing the Denver Card Show here next month. In early June, we'll have a lot more information on that here for you guys here shortly. And we may be out there as well, not sure, but it's going to be an incredible show. It's a new show out there, but getting some West Coast love and getting some West Coast show action, which is something greatly needed. It's going to be a huge show, and it's going to be an awesome show. But thank you, Topps, once again. We'll be back next week, opening up some Panini products, some really cool stuff, I believe, that I think you guys are going to like a lot. And Adam, thank you so much for joining the show, man. It's a pleasure to have you be the first official co-host of Let It Rip.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Well, guys, a lot of news going to be coming here in the next week, so stay tuned. Giveaways coming soon. Make sure to send me your addresses on any of the pages, because if you win a giveaway, I got to give out this week's giveaways. Duh. Okay, so the giveaways, before we end up everything, the giveaways, here are your winners of the big Star Wars 1/1 painting card that I can't believe has to leave my house. I stare at it daily. It's so gorgeous. And all the other content. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Yeah, I like it. All right, our Instagram and Twitter winners. Anthony Portel, A Portel 77 Tony. I know that is Anthony Portel. You have won the Star Wars 1/1 along with all the other cards that were included in that gaggle. And on Facebook, Monty Jennings, you have won the DeAndre Swift Prism Black Red autograph out of, I believe, 99, sitting right at the front of the desk, along with the rest of the stuff that was included in that. So congratulations, guys, on winning those, and we'll have some new contests up here shortly. I'll have the winner of the mystery lot, and when I announce the mystery lot, I'll have at least one or two new giveaways up, and we'll announce those in a week or two as well. So once again, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Adam from Heroes for Sale. Adam, before I let you go, please plug your show, because, guys, let me tell you, there's a lot of content in this hobby. Right now, there is a lot of people doing content in this hobby. A lot of people might make some pretty flashy, pretty YouTube stuff. They might hire some people and have some money to make some pretty fancy logos and all this stuff. But that doesn't make a show great. What makes a show great is a great host, an honest host, and a knowledgeable host. And Heroes for Sale, Adam, there's a reason I asked him to be on the show today. His podcast and his information, follow him on Instagram and YouTube, especially, as he does daily hits as well as podcasts. One of the most brilliant minds in the hobby and one of the up-and-coming podcasters. So please, man, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's extremely kind of you, and I obviously that's extremely nice. I really appreciate that. Coming from somebody who was one of the first people that inspired what I do, essentially. So, that obviously means a lot, that coming from you. So it's Heroes for Sale. So it's HerosForSale, all one word. So that's going to be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. The podcast you can find on either Apple or Spotify, Twitter. I do some stuff on Reddit occasionally. So, I mean, basically anywhere that content can be made, that's sort of, I'm trying to make content for it. Right now, I've been pushing a lot on TikTok. I mean, the content always changes of where I'm kind of focused. So, it's best to kind of look wherever you're kind of on that day, I suppose. So, like I said, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that kind of, basically anywhere on the internet. If you search for all one word too, because for some reason it doesn't categorize my name correctly in a bunch of different places. So just search Heroes for Sale, all one word, and that way it'll come up basically anywhere you're looking. Or I think if you go to TikTok and you type in sports cards, I think my page comes up first. So that might be another way to do it. But Heroes for Sale, and that's where you'll find all my stuff.
Yeah, guys, any of the platforms you have, follow them. If you don't have the other ones, make sure to check it out. It's absolutely incredible stuff. Like I said, man, I've loved watching the come up. It's been amazing. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. I look forward to doing some stuff on, I guess we'll announce it now real quick before we end here in the next coming weeks. Myself and you will be doing a little something on Instagram,
That is correct.
Little co-show on Instagram together. So
Instagram Live, we'll be doing that. I think we're planning for next week, but it'll be probably Tuesday. I think if you're cool with Tuesday, I think Tuesday will probably work for me. So excited to get that going.
Absolutely. Well, Adam, thanks so much for joining the show, and of course, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Topps, of course, thanks, guys. Panini, everyone else that is involved in the making of Let Her Rip, a show that has been part of Let Me Get That Potograph since me and Stu said, what do you call a segment where you talk about wax? And the hundreds and hundreds, and 5 years later, here we are with a video show. So thank you guys so much. Can't thank you enough. Have a great week. We will see you guys soon. Be on the lookout for the new giveaways as well as the winner of the giveaway from tonight. So Adam, thank you once again. Everyone else, peace.